You know, the way she dressed is not age appropriate. And I know some women gonna say, how she supposed to dress? She can dress whatever she want to. Man, listen to me, man. Nah.
How he started the Sean John clothing company and how he's an inspiration to his community. And then through sobs, she said, he inspired me, and talked about an experience in a speech that touched her that he gave a few years ago at an event.
So Diddy, the baby oil booty bandit, is in Fort Dix prison right now, bragging that Donald Trump is going to pardon him at the beginning of next year.
Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, is finally being exposed as the real mastermind behind Diddy's alleged freak-offs. From allegedly forcing Diddy to participate in her own parties when he was just 12, to shady financial dealings and controlling him from the shadows, here's how Janice allegedly helped shape Diddy into the man he is today.
When I said Diddy mother might be the originator of the freak-offs. All right, so tomorrow Peacock is dropping. According to the Rolling Stone, the doc features an alleged childhood friend of Puff's, hip-hop producer Tim Dog Patterson. He alleged that Janice, Diddy's mom, would often throw parties at Diddy's childhood home. He says that during the parties, it wasn't uncommon to walk into rooms where adults was having sex. I mean, that was just their normal. And the doc, when talking about the parties, Tim says, verbatim, "That's what we were privy to. This was what we were fed. Was it desensitizing us?"
Allegedly, Janice would hold parties at her house very similar to the ones Diddy later became known for. And this is reportedly where Diddy was first exposed to sexual activity.
You gotta realize that, you know, he didn't get all this from his daddy, because he didn't know his daddy, even though they try to say his daddy was some big time dealer in the whole 9 yards. You understand? He didn't get this from his daddy. You gotta realize, man, you know, his mother had a modeling agency, and it was alleged that it was also ladies of the night, a prostituting too, or these ladies was doing things other than modeling. So the apple don't fall far from the tree. Yeah. So now you gotta understand this, and looking at her and some of the stuff that he was saying, and their relationship has changed since I knew them, since I was around them. You understand? This man was talking about that his mother could take her palms and bend over and put them down on the floor. Not bend over, but she could stand straight up and put her palms on the floor, bruh. He's saying that about his mother. Who describes any of their mother actions like that in a sexual way? And then, you know, I don't know how many dudes do kiss their mother in their mouth when they 50, 60 years old or something like that.
Gene Deal even stated publicly that he suspected there was more to Diddy's relationship with his mother than meets the eye.
I'm looking at his mother and him on the couch, and both of them are getting IVs after one of the Diddy parties. Allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because I wasn't there and I didn't know, but they showed them both getting IVs on the couch. So my whole thing about this thing is that I'm not saying that she was ever at a freak off, she was ever at that type of party, but you can't tell me Miss Janice Combs, who was always at the regular parties, didn't know nothing about the freak off parties. This is the same dude, bruh, that used to disrespect his mother. So I seen the love now that they have for each other only on film and camera.
Diddy has been seen kissing his mother on the lips. According to Gene Deal, this isn't the only unusual behavior they shared. In fact, Diddy allegedly bragged to friends about how attractive his mother was, and even said he wanted to go to a strip club with her. In another video, he described how his mother danced seductively. What kind of son talks about his mother like that?
My mom's gorgeous. Let me introduce you to my mom. Call Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Good, baby. I be with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too. Mom, freshly dipped though.
I never went back. I never went back. So she was dating young guys back then. So, you know, that's her thing. You know, the way she dressed is not age appropriate. And I know some women gonna say, how she supposed to dress? She could dress whatever she want to. Man, listen to me, man. Nah. I ain't gonna have my mama around my friends or nobody with some me drawers on and talking about, you know, she my mama. I don't give a I ain't gonna be talking about my mama is bending over, putting her palms on the floor with her white fingernails. So, listen, I'm just reminiscing and thinking back, man. I could see through their whole experiences and what they've done and how they've been towards each other, back and forth, this, that, and the third, that her son is right now is in the fight for his life.
Diddy's mother knew exactly what was happening at the freak-offs because she was allegedly a regular at these parties. Gene claimed he saw her there and witnessed the strange dynamic between her and Diddy. According to these allegations, Janice was the one who taught Diddy everything. Everything he did, he learned from his mother.
But why you believe she knew about the freak-offs?
Because one of the witnesses said she was there. And do you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. That people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did notice that, yo.
That's from the Diddy freak-off party. And I'm gonna say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her at one point, you knowing her personally, is she the kind of person that, you know, will be a part of a freak-off or no?
I think that she liked to party, and she party with young people. She's always been like that. She always copied or emulated Little Kim and Mary J. Blige, or they emulated her. Blonde hair, the nails, the high boots, the age-appropriate, inappropriate.
Freddie P., an artist who once worked with Diddy, even went as far as calling Janice a monster. According to him, Diddy wasn't running the show, Janice was. She was the mastermind behind everything that happened. Many in the industry allegedly know this. And guess who's preparing to expose it all? 50 Cent. Diddy's relationship with his mother and the allegations of grooming are all expected to be highlighted in 50 Cent's upcoming docuseries.
You heard about how Diddy mom came out defending him? She made a comment saying that Diddy is not a monster.
Yeah, he not a monster. She is. But I don't want to go there. But she is. She's the fucking monster. Everything in her fucking name. She's the monster. She created that, and y'all gonna see on that Netflix. Y'all just check it out. I don't want to go there. You know, because a lot of people, like, last time, people were like, oh, yeah, oh. What I want to say about the Netflix thing, the reason why 50 Cent, the reason I kept telling everybody to check out this shit, because that shit so genuine to the point that he's not trying to compensate you. That's why I say they don't give me enough money. He not trying to pay you. He don't want your story to be led by, you know what I mean? He don't want nobody on there that's led by money. He wants you to tell the truth. He really trying to get to the bottom of something. And I was like, yo, that's a smart ass nigga. You get what I'm saying? Even though I might have wanted money, he looking at it like, nah, like, nigga, I don't want nobody on here that's motivated by money. I'm not paying, you know, he might compensate, nigga, but he not trying to get nigga life-changing money for that shit. He's like, nigga, tell your story if it's real, like, you know what I'm saying? The world want, like, we just want what's real.
During his sentencing, Diddy looked back at his mother and apologized, saying he had failed her as a son. However, Freddie P claims that the only reason Diddy turned out this way is because of what his mother allegedly did to him. Everyone around Diddy knew that Janice had shaped him from a very young age. What he witnessed in his own home, the behaviors, the environment, the daily exposure, is exactly what he tried to recreate later at his infamous parties.
This DVD gets to the mama. The satanic behind all this shit. It's her. It's her, bro. It's her. She is his. I can't even explain it, bro. She just ain't no. She the devil, bro. That's how I see it. She the devil. Janice Combs is the fucking devil. That bitch got everybody money. Yeah, man, I don't give a fuck what she talking about. Yeah, you go out there and tell me. Seeing her defend Diddy, like, sit your ass down. You the worst person. You the wrong one to talk. You got, you know, you got somebody that you like. That's like R. Kelly coming to talk it up for you. Like, nigga, shut up. We don't need you. Oh, Diddy innocent. Let's shut up. Not right now. That's her. Shut your ass up. You the reason a man like he is.
You had any issues with him?
I don't like her. I ain't ever had no issues with her. I just don't like her.
That there was always things going on at Diddy's home, like Janice throwing wild parties. He said a younger Diddy was exposed to a lot, like all types of alcohol, reefer smoke, drug addicts were around, he was around pimps and pushers. Patterson says that was just who was in our house. People that attended the parties were from Harlem, from the streets. It wouldn't be a thing to mistakenly walk into one of the bedrooms and you got a couple in there butt naked. Sound familiar? Well, Patterson added, that's what we were privy to. This is what we were fed. Was it desensitizing us? I'm sure it was. Were we aware of it? No. That was just Saturday night. Well, it seems like Diddy, Janice's alleged parties were also the secret talk of the town. DJ Easy Lee Davis, who also grew up with Diddy, said he never attended Janice's alleged wild parties, but he heard rumors about what happened there. Diddy himself has previously been vocal about his early introduction to sex. He told Vibe magazine in '99 he lost his virginity at just 12 years old and frequently watched porn, trying to replicate the moves he saw. At this time, neither Janice nor Sean Combs have publicly responded to these claims.
Diddy didn't just carry this cycle forward, he allegedly passed it on to his children. His sons, Quincy and Justin, were both implicated alongside him and named in multiple civil lawsuits. Allegedly, his sons were present at the freak-offs and even helped Diddy find new victims. Jaguar Wright is now exposing these allegations, claiming that Diddy was the reason Justin and Quincy ended up the way they did.
And I'll say it again, especially with what is happening with Kim's sons. I'm so grateful that she doesn't have to witness any of this. Because this probably would have
Stopping.
any white Christian under scrutiny, Quincy being mocked and scorned, the girls now being implicated into home in the SA with their father by a girl who worked the white parties. Like, this is a lot. When you're dealing with the kind of narcissistic control freak that Diddy is, and you raise children under that, the financial abuse for all of them is probably the worst. Because there's no way they can make money without him. He has them locked in. And if he falls, who's gonna hire them? Who's gonna fund them? Who's gonna look out for them? No one. Right. No one. They're not fighting for their father, they're fighting for their survival.
According to the allegations, Diddy is now using his children to continue the same cycle of violence he experienced growing up. The disturbing reality, as claimed, is that Diddy's kids may be just as involved as he is. His sons are currently being sued for actions that allegedly occurred during Diddy's freak-offs. If they lose these lawsuits, they could face the same lengthy sentences as Diddy. They didn't choose this life. They were pushed into it by the very parents who were supposed to protect them.
They were born into this. I don't think anybody's paying attention to that. the choice to that guy. If that man calls and say, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, what else are they going to do? They gotta bet on him. I'm sure they're all praying he makes it, because if not, what are they going to do? And they definitely can't count on Grandma Janice. They're screwed. One way or the other, they're screwed.
So there's no escape for them.
How? Was there escape for OJ's children? Their daddy is the new OJ. And we already know he done it. Like OJ's kids went through hell. And there was reasonable doubt. We didn't see a video of him doing anything. We didn't see him running around in a towel at night with a, We seen that with the Dipper.
Diddy even used his kids in an attempt to secure a lighter sentence. During the hearing, all of Diddy's children took the stand to say their father deserved a second chance and begged the court for mercy. They knew that if Diddy went to prison, their own careers and futures would crumble. The judge specifically stated that Diddy's children were the reason he reduced the sentence, saying, "I know it was difficult for you guys, but I thank you. I needed to hear this."
6 of Diddy's adult children went to the podium and addressed the court. First Quincy, then Justin, then Christian, saying their dad is their superhero, and although he has made mistakes, the man that stands before us today is a changed man. They say he is more patient and remorseful. Christian getting choked up as he spoke. But then his 18-year-old daughter Jessie went to the mic. As she sobbed, she begged the judge to give her dad a second chance, saying she lost her mom at a young age and already has experienced so many milestones without her dad. Her sisters, Delilah and Chance, echoing the same sentiment, all of them heavily sobbing into the mic, just saying, please give my dad a second chance. They too reiterating that he is a changed man and that his demeanor is much different. Diddy is only a few feet away from them. He moved his chair so that he could face the podium. He's not crying, but his head is heavy and his hands are in his lap. Delilah telling the judge that she knows what it's like to grow up without a parent and she doesn't want this to happen to her 2-year-old sister Love. She says every night the toddler asks where her dad is. She then asked the judge to give her dad a second chance, not as a headline, but as a human being. At this point, several of Diddy's attorneys are also wiping away tears. The judge empathetically said, "I know this was difficult for you guys, but I thank you. I needed to hear this." The defense then played a 10-minute video highlighting Diddy as a father, a businessman, a philanthropist. Now, another thing I want to note is right before his family spoke, it was his attorney, Nicole Westmoreland, who was on the podium, talking about all his accomplishments, how throughout the years Diddy has gone out of his way to help people, and how that's his purpose and calling. And then Nicole Westmoreland broke down. Through tears, she talked about his ascent through the business world, how he started the Sean John clothing company, and how he's an inspiration to his community. And then through sobs, she said, "He inspired me," and talked about an experience in a speech that touched her that he gave a few years ago.
This trial is just the beginning of Diddy's problems. Another criminal investigation, this time by the LA County Sheriff's Office, is already underway. And this is only one among more than 100 civil lawsuits filed against him. TMZ was the first to report that Diddy was being investigated. The investigation also includes Jonathan Hay, Rihanna's former publicist, as well as CJ Wallace, the son of Biggie Smalls. Allegedly, Jonathan Hay was assaulted by Diddy after being invited to record music. Hay claims that in February 2020, Diddy pleasured himself in front of him.
Done hearing about Diddy, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department confirmed that they are investigating Diddy. And they confirmed that they are investigating a claim against Diddy of SA that came from Rihanna's former publicist, Jonathan Hay. Jonathan Hay also recently came out and confirmed that he is a John Doe who filed a lawsuit against Diddy earlier this year. Once you hear the details of why they're investigating Diddy, it's actually pretty crazy to know that the police believe that there is something here to actually investigate, because the claims against Diddy in this one do sound a little bit crazy. In 2020, Jonathan Hay entered into a recording contract with Biggie's son CJ Wallace. Jonathan co-produced Big Papa House Mix with CJ Wallace, Diddy, and other people from Frank White's team. During this collaboration is where these allegations from Jonathan Hay are coming from. Jonathan Hay claimed that he walked in on Diddy watching adult films and pleasuring himself and then finishing on Biggie's t-shirt that was around at the time because they were getting ready to enter Biggie's clothing into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Jonathan Hay then claimed that Diddy looked at him, threw the shirt at him, and started laughing and said, "Rest in peace, Biggie." This is where CJ Wallace is going to come into play. Jonathan Hay alleges that CJ Wallace and Willie Mack lured him into a meeting where Diddy would allegedly SA him. Note that CJ Wallace did just sue Jonathan Hay earlier last week, claiming that all of the allegations that he made against him were false. He claimed that once he got to this meeting, Diddy was yelling and screaming and ordered everybody else to leave but Jonathan Hay to stay. And then Jonathan Hay would claim that Diddy tried to put it in his mouth. Now, Diddy has denied all of these allegations, saying that they're all false and they're all meritless, and he looks forward to fighting this in court. I will say it is very crazy that the Los Angeles Police Department have launched an investigation into these claims against Diddy to try to figure out what exactly happened.
To make matters even worse, Diddy's release date is now being pushed back after prison officials discovered he had been drinking inside the facility. Diddy allegedly bought the alcohol from other inmates, who reportedly brewed it in their toilet, all because he wanted to celebrate his birthday. This mistake could cost Diddy an extra year behind bars, as it destroys his chances of entering the rehab program he was relying on to shorten his sentence.
Mogul Sean Diddy Combs facing more time behind bars. His release date pushed back to June of 2028 instead of May of that same year. The news coming after reports of Combs drinking in prison, something he denies, after he was accepted into a rehab program in prison that could have reduced his sentence by up to a year. He's also been accused of making a prohibited three-way phone call from prison. I'm being told you spoke to Combs' rep earlier. What did you learn about this issue?
Sure. So Combs' representative, Judah Engelmeyer, telling me by phone earlier today, Tom, that yes, a three-way call was made between one of Combs' lawyers, who did bring in another person on that call with Combs while he has been at Fort Dix, but that there was nothing improper about it. But again, that is not something that you were supposed to do at all, so those lawyers should have known better. As for drinking, he doubled down and said that Combs was not drinking and that, in fact, he's been admitted into this very specialized rehab program that Fort Dix offers is actually going to potentially lower his sentence. Yeah. He could be released earlier because of that. So they're saying he's done nothing wrong and that any reports that he has been drinking is completely not true.
Sarah, you know, after his trial, a lot of people said he got a legal victory. It looked like he was going to be on his way out in a couple of years. How far back does this set him now?
Well, we don't know yet, Tom, because you still have due process rights in prison, right? So there's going to be an incident report if he, in fact, was drinking or there's an allegation. Then he's going to go to hearing. And if he's found guilty of it, then there's going to be sanctions. The sanctions could be that he could essentially be thrown in the hole, the SHU, the special housing unit. He could lose his privileges, and he could lose at least a minimum of 40 days of time credits, which is big. And I want to say this. Drinking in a BOP facility is as serious as committing murder in a BOP facility.
Is it really?
Yeah, as of 2020, the BOP changed the rules and reclassified drinking as one of the most severe charges in custody. So this is really serious if he actually did it.
The drinking incident may have caused even more problems. TMZ reported that Diddy had been bragging to other inmates about an upcoming presidential pardon from Donald Trump. Allegedly, Diddy told other inmates that once he got out, he would take care of all of them. He was doing this because he had nothing else to offer, and he needed to bribe inmates into taking his side.
Diddy, the baby oil booty bandit, is in Fort Dix prison right now, bragging that Donald Trump is going to pardon him at the beginning of next year. So in case you didn't catch it, Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in prison. He already had like 13 in. That means that he could be out within like 2 years. But he's in prison right now telling his bunkmates, that he's going to be getting a pardon at the beginning of next year from Donald Trump, and that once he gets out, he's going to take care of them. Now, Donald Trump has not said anything about actually pardoning Diddy. He said that if he was given a crazy sentence, that he would consider it if he felt like he was done really wrong. But as far as anybody in the public knows, there hasn't been any type of pardon or deal or offer offered up to Diddy. However, Donald Trump does have a long-standing history of pardoning famous rappers. This is also the exact type of weird games that convicts will play when they're in prison to get protection or to stay safe or to be able to like hustle up what they need in there. I'm gonna be out real soon and I'm gonna take real good care of you.
But Diddy isn't doing this for favors. He's doing it for protection. He's not running the prison. He's not even surviving it comfortably. He's simply trying to stay alive long enough to see what happens next. According to his legal team, Diddy is a target inside the facility and is constantly at risk.
Are you concerned that Sean Diddy Combs could be assaulted, violently assaulted? Is that a thing? Because based on what was said in court, it feels like a thing.
Yeah, it clearly is a thing. I mean, they're already, and he did not want to make a big deal of it. They already tried to shank him once at the MDC, and that was thwarted. And it happens in prison. I mean, you and I could tick off how many times we are aware of somebody getting seriously injured or killed in prison. And so they're going to have to keep him somewhere that they can keep an eye on him. It would have obviously been better if he had gotten less time and had been at a camp, but he's going to be in a facility where somebody's going to have to, from the BOP, and I think they're well equipped to do it if they can, to keep an eye on him because he is a target.
The real twist is that Diddy may have just ruined his chance at a presidential pardon. Trump was never a big fan of Diddy to begin with, and if there's one thing Trump openly despises, it's drinking. So now you have Diddy in prison, caught with alcohol and expecting a favor from the former president. That's not happening. An inmate caught drinking is not making it anywhere near the top of Trump's pardon list.
He's writing a book. And he's writing a book, which could cause him more problems under the Son of Sam law in New York if he's monetizing on his crime.
This is all absolutely terrible if true. I mean, Combs made such a big deal about wanting to go to Fort Dix.
Yeah.
He's trying to get out sooner than the 50 months in prison, Tom. The idea that he would be violating rules left and right within 2 weeks of getting there is really unfathomable after, again, listening to him cry and sob in front of the judge just recently saying, I want to do good, I'm sober, and I want to be released to go home to my family. So again, and like you said, President Trump, he doesn't like drinkers, okay? He doesn't drink himself. His brother was an alcoholic, and so he has very strong opinions about that. He's talked about it, and if Diddy's seeking a pardon from President Trump before the new year, this is not a good look.
Diddy knows this, which is why he's now desperately trying to get his entire sentence thrown out, as if that would ever work.
Combs was back in court today for the first time since his federal sex trafficking trial. He was acquitted of the most serious criminal charges and found guilty on 2 lesser charges. But now his lawyers want those convictions scrapped just 1 week before he was set to be sentenced. NBC's Erica Byfield reports from New York.
Megastar Sean Combs wants his convictions tossed, adding if they go forward, he should be sentenced to 14 months, which amounts to the time that he's already spent behind bars. The music producer in federal court in prison clothes a week ahead of his sentencing. His attorney saying since a jury acquitted him of the most serious charges, RICO, sex trafficking, the judge should also dump the other counts. This summer, a jury found the rapper guilty of 2 counts of transporting his former girlfriends, Cassie Ventura and someone known as Jane, over state lines for sex. Combs' family in court today, just like they were during his 7-week trial. When Combs saw them, he grinned and waved before he hugged every member of his legal team.
Diddy's real problems are only going to begin once he's released. People think freedom means the end of the story, but for him, it's the beginning of a whole new chapter of stress. He'll be on supervised release for 5 full years, which basically means the government will be watching his every move. Random drug tests, surprise home visits, constant monitoring, 0 room for error. And if officers find even the slightest sign that Diddy has slipped back into old habits or gotten involved in anything suspicious, it's over. He'll be sent straight back to prison, no questions asked.
With 2 felonies, he's not free to go about and do what he wants to do. For the next, 89 months or thereabouts, he's going to be under the control of the federal government, and that's no little thing for a guy like this. So here's what supervised release is going to be like for him. It'll be intense at first, They'll test him. They'll put monitoring software on his devices. They will, they'll have constant meetings and check-ins and that kind of thing once he gets out of prison. And as time goes on and he demonstrates compliance, the supervision will get less and less intense, probably to the point where he just has to call in once in a while. But if you get too complacent and all of a sudden, you don't register, or all of a sudden, porn's an addiction, right? And, if you're looking at porn all the time, guess what? It's tough to stop that. It just is. And I've known clients that have, violated their conditions over and over again, and they wind up going back to prison. But very well could be that he doesn't follow the rules. And, the first violation could be like 18 months. The second violation could be this, Or he could be demonstrating such good compliance that he gets off early, which happens quite often. Okay, well, now that but he still has to register as a sex offender. He still has to do all these different things. Even after he's off of supervised release, he'll still have to register. And if he goes to Miami, because his home's in New York, he's got to check in with the local sheriff and say, hey, sex offender in town, that's what he got to do. This is not an easy thing for him to have to deal with down the road. But is it life in prison? No, it's not. Is it 20 years in prison? No, it's not. Is it even 10 years? No, it's not. But it's still going to be something he has to deal with. So it's no little thing that he is part of this community of people that have to be supervised, and he gave the government a big foray into controlling his life. And that's what happens when you decide to break the law.
Meanwhile, the LA County Sheriff's investigation is still active, and new lawsuits are being filed almost every single month. Diddy's past is finally catching up with him, and the people he once controlled are now speaking out loud and clear. So stay tuned, because this story is far from over. And the next chapter might be the one that finally brings everything crashing down.